Lakers versus the Brooklyn Nets. What did we learn? I felt like we didn't learn much of anything, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. This is due to the fact that LeBron James does this a lot in terms of regular season matchups with rivals or people that we're expecting to be like a big, huge matchup. He doesn't go all out, especially during the regular season. He always saves a little something for the playoffs. He always picks up a little something for the playoffs. If you notice, and I give you all of these good examples. Against the Indiana Pacers when LeBron was on the Miami Heat, the Pacers won the season series. Came to the playoffs, Miami spanked the Pacers. Same thing with like the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. LeBron never really gave his full juice until the playoffs. So like for LeBron, and this is one thing that people really tend to ignore about him, he'll lose game one just so he can figure out everything you do and then continue to play the rest of the series and then play his full potential game. The only team I can say that he never did this before, which is like never like basically played dead and then pick you up on the back end, is the Golden State Warriors, where he felt like I have to get these games because this team is that good. But in terms of the Brooklyn Nets, what I felt like when I watched from LeBron and the rest of the company, especially because Anthony Davis wasn't there, this was just a scrimmage for them to find out little key nuances about where does James Harden like the ball, where does he like to catch the ball, where do they like to run the pick and roll, who's a shooter, and they found out a lot. Like some guys can shoot, with TLC and things of that nature. So that was just like a filling out game for LeBron. It wasn't even on the sideline. This is how you know it was a filling out game for LeBron. He went to talk to Anthony Davis. He's like, they're talking about like it seems like strategy about the game and about how to approach the team. And even after the game was over, they just like really walked off quickly. Now for the Brooklyn Nets, what we learned is this. They really have to make a concerted effort to A, run plays, and B, get DeAndre Jordan involved a lot. Because I feel like that middle pick and roll with DeAndre Jordan is what got TLC a lot of wide open threes. It's exactly what got the defense of the Los Angeles Lakers scrambling. It led to a lot of open shots for Harris. A lot of the open shots they were getting because of that. It started with that penetration, that pick and roll, and DeAndre Jordan rolling hard to the basket. So the Nets really need to take advantage of that 100% because be as great as they're playing now, once you get into the playoffs and the game slows down and possessions matter more, you can't dribble at the top of the key and do step back threes all game and think like, all right, we're going to win this game. You're going to have off nights. Sort of like James Harden had in Houston when they missed 18 or 17 straight threes. Going to have off nights. It might be a night where you need to clinch a game. See what I'm saying? So those are the things that they have to pay attention to. But they're a very confident bunch, as they should be because they have a lot of talent. And what the East needs to recognize is this. They're already thinking NBA Finals. So they're already looking at competition, past the competition in the East. They're already looking at the NBA Finals. And we know this because Kyrie Irving said, we'll see them again. We'll see them again later on down the road. So he's talking about the NBA Finals, which is good to have confidence. It's also a little arrogant to just feel like you're going to beat, Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. You're going to get run through Giannis. You know what Nas said, H to the, I'm not going to say the rest of that, but, run through Philly, eat beans fast, hit the freeway, run through Philly, eat beans fast. They've already made a plan to be in the finals. So, to me, all the rest of the teams should look at that and be like, look, they think they're going to beat us already. We're not even on their totem pole. And that's where you can have a problem. When you look past competition, that's what happens and you get beat. Happened to the Rockets multiple years. For some reason, they were looking past certain teams were built for the Warriors and this, that, and the third. Then by the time they get to the Warriors, it's either the bad news or they get beat. A lot of teams, this happens to all the time. guys feel like we're gonna do this, we're gonna go to the finals, and then they kind of overlook one little step, one little team, and then that team gives them the most trouble they've ever had. You're looking at the Clippers. That happened last year. They're talking about they want to take down the Lakers. They built to beat the Lakers. Face the Denver Nuggets, get eliminated. So, and they were up each game by double digits. So that's one thing for the Nets to really warn themselves about, because all I'm saying is this. The balance of a basketball team and a championship is so fragile. It's not just like I work hard, I get a championship. It's I work hard, I sleep well, I sacrifice, I don't see my family, I stay healthy. These are the little things that, you're talking about this now, and then a couple months later down the road, you're not healthy, and it's just like, all right, or something happens, and you're overlooking these small little things. So the Nets are a confident bunch. Are they a confident bunch? Are they the team to beat? I do not know, because it's really early in the season, and teams like mediocre teams have beat them. And even though that they know that they could play better, and they beat the Lakers without Anthony Davis, I feel like overlooking competition is the recipe for disaster. And I feel like every team that has ever done that, they've paid the price mightily. For the Lakers, though, one thing is for certain, they need Anthony Davis to repeat, just to have a deep playoff run. And now they're evaluating Anthony Davis, and they're saying that he's going to be out for 4 weeks. So that should be interesting, because now I went from 2, now to definitely out for 4 weeks. So all that's going to come into play. Like LeBron could carry the team for so long, but when Anthony Davis comes back, he needs to really be in MVP shape. He can't, or MVP caliber shape. Because earlier this season, he was off. Like, something was off about him and his game. Maybe it was the injury. But when he comes back, he needs to be a beast to lighten the load for LeBron. Don't let this hat fool you. I think I did this very nicely, peacefully, without like a ton of bias. The Nets did whoop the Lakers. I ain't gonna front on that, but part of that was because LeBron does this thing which I don't like, which is like marquee matchups. He won't give you his all. He just keep it for the playoffs. Hoops Junction, where Hoops meets Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.